The Power of Silence. 7 Modern Stoicism. You need to know. Modern Stoicism. In today's fast-paced world, where distractions are endless and noise surrounds us at every turn, we often forget the transformative power of silence. While many people perceive silence as an uncomfortable void, it's actually a profound tool that can unlock our inner strength and clarity. In fact, silence can be a catalyst for emotional stability, sharper focus, and deeper understanding of ourselves and others. By embracing the quiet moments, we connect to a source of power that allows us to face life's challenges with more intention, calm, and resilience. In this video, we'll explore 7 modern Stoic principles that show how silence isn't just an absence of sound, but a foundation for living a more mindful, purposeful life. These timeless Stoic teachings will guide you in mastering your thoughts, emotions, and actions, empowering you to navigate the noise of modern life with grace and confidence. Stay tuned as we uncover how silence can truly be your secret weapon for a better, more fulfilling life. Welcome to Stoic Secrets. 7. The Power of Silence. Number 1. Enhancing focus and observation. Imagine a world where every moment becomes an invitation to clarity, understanding, and growth. In the whirlwind of our modern, noise-saturated lives, the profound power of silence often fades into the background, overshadowed by the constant buzz of notifications, conversations, and distractions. Yet, silence is far more than the absence of sound. It is a force for transformation. The Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, understood this secret deeply. Silence is a gateway to heightened focus, sharper perception, and true awareness. When we deliberately quiet the noise around us, we open a space for meaningful insight to emerge. Think about the last time you were in a bustling, crowded room. Did you truly notice the subtle expressions on people's faces, the quiet shifts in body language, or the emotions silently conveyed in their posture? Most of us miss these details, consumed by the chaos of our surroundings. But by embracing silence, you develop the ability to attune yourself to these nuances, transforming how you listen, observe, and make decisions. Consider this story. A young entrepreneur, driven but overwhelmed by the demands of launching her startup, found herself stuck in a cycle of miscommunication and mounting stress. Team meetings were fraught with interruptions, decisions were made on the fly, and tensions within the team began to rise. Searching for a solution, she decided to introduce something radical: silence. At the start of every meeting, she asked her team to sit quietly for a few moments. No talking, no distractions. Initially, there was discomfort and skepticism, but something remarkable happened. As the noise subsided, she began to notice things she had missed before: team members' uneasy glances, arms crossed in frustration, or the hesitation in their voices. These moments of silence revealed unspoken concerns and allowed her to address them thoughtfully. Over time, this practice fostered a deeper sense of trust and collaboration within the team, making meetings more productive and decisions more informed. What if you adopted the same approach in your own life? What might you see, hear, or understand better if you simply paused and allowed silence to guide you? The Stoics remind us that silence is not about withdrawing from life, but engaging with it more fully and with greater intention. It allows us to step back, separate the essential from the trivial, and focus on what truly matters. Silence sharpens our ability to listen, not just to others, but also to ourselves. It creates room to reflect, enabling us to respond with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. This isn't just about big decisions, it's about the small, everyday interactions that shape our relationships and define our lives. Imagine pausing before responding in a heated argument or sitting quietly with a friend to truly hear what they aren't saying. These moments of stillness give you the power to connect on a deeper level and act with clarity. How can you bring this practice into your daily routine? Start small. Take a moment of silence before your next important decision. In conversations, listen without planning your reply. Create time in your day to sit quietly, free from distractions. The results may surprise you. As the Stoics understood, silence amplifies our capacity for wisdom and allows us to navigate the complexities of life with grace. So, I'll leave you with a question. When was the last time you truly listened? To the world around you, to the people in your life, or to the voice within yourself? Silence is one of the most powerful Stoic secrets, and by embracing it, you'll find clarity, make better choices, and strengthen your connections with others. Make room for silence in your life and watch how it transforms the way you see and engage with the world. Number 2. Exceptional emotional control. Exceptional emotional control is a cornerstone of modern Stoicism, and silence serves as one of its most powerful allies. In today's fast-paced, hyper-connected world, where constant stimuli demand our immediate attention and reaction, the ability to pause and embrace silence becomes a form of quiet strength. The Stoics teach us that while we cannot control external events, we have complete power over our interpretations and responses. In challenging moments, when emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety rise to the surface, silence provides the critical pause we need to reflect, process, and respond with intention rather than impulsiveness. This pause is not merely the absence of sound, but a conscious act of self-restraint that opens the door to clarity and wisdom. It allows us to examine the origins of our feelings, question their validity, and choose a response aligned with our values rather than surrendering to fleeting emotions. In high-pressure situations, whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or moments of conflict, silence acts as a powerful buffer between emotion and action. It cools the fire of anger, giving us the time and space to compose our thoughts before speaking or acting in ways we might later regret. Seneca, another Stoic master, wisely observed, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." This delay, created by silence, transforms emotional turbulence into an opportunity for thoughtful and measured action. It also fosters emotional intelligence, enabling us to better understand our feelings, empathize with others, and regulate our responses. By practicing silence, we strengthen our capacity for patience, which enhances our relationships and bolsters our ability to handle life's challenges with poise and grace. It is a habit that not only earns the trust and respect of others, but also fortifies our own inner resilience. The relevance of this Stoic principle is heightened in modern life, where instant reactions are often encouraged and oversharing has become a social norm. The digital age, with its endless stream of notifications, heated online debates, and rapid-fire communication, frequently tempts us to respond without thinking. How often do arguments escalate through hastily typed text messages or emotionally charged social media posts? Silence offers us a way to step back from this chaos, to resist the urge for immediate reaction, and to engage with greater mindfulness. It gives us the ability to craft thoughtful, measured responses, or to recognize when remaining silent is the wisest course of action. This deliberate restraint not only prevents unnecessary conflicts, but also allows us to lead by example, demonstrating composure and maturity in a world often lacking both. Mastering silence also cultivates a deeper sense of self-awareness and strengthens our character. By controlling our emotional responses, We prevent fleeting feelings from dictating our actions. This stability leads to decisions that are more rational, deliberate, and aligned with our values. Over time, the practice of silence fosters inner peace and builds a sense of self-discipline that extends beyond emotional control. It becomes a daily exercise in focusing on what truly matters, letting go of distractions, and prioritizing long-term harmony over short-term satisfaction. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Silence, in this sense, is not a sign of passivity or weakness. It is a demonstration of self-mastery and strength. As you navigate the complexities of modern life, embracing silence can transform how you approach challenges, conflicts, and decision-making. It is not about suppressing emotions, but creating a space where they can be understood, managed, and expressed constructively. In personal relationships, this practice can deepen your connections by fostering empathy and reducing misunderstandings. In professional environments, it can enhance your leadership and decision-making abilities by allowing you to act with clarity and purpose. And in your own inner world, it cultivates a sense of tranquility and resilience that anchors you amidst life's inevitable storms. The power of silence lies in its ability to help us pause, reflect, and choose our responses wisely. It reminds us that while we may not control the events of life, we always have the ability to control how we react. This practice, central to modern Stoicism, empowers us to face challenges with calm determination and to live in alignment with our highest ideals. In moments of turmoil or doubt, let silence be your ally, and let the wisdom of the Stoics guide you toward a life of peace, purpose, and emotional mastery. Number 3. Preserving your energy. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is the profound act of preserving one's energy, a cornerstone of modern Stoicism. In our fast-paced world, where demands come at us from every angle, our energy, both mental and emotional, is a precious resource that can quickly become depleted. The Stoics understood the fleeting nature of life and emphasized the need to spend our time and energy wisely. This wisdom reminds us that we must focus our energy on what we can control, rather than letting it be frittered away by distractions or unnecessary conflicts. Silence, therefore, becomes a sanctuary, an intentional pause that allows us to recharge and refocus on what truly matters. When we remain silent, we step away from the noise and chaos of the external world, giving ourselves the space to reflect and conserve our strength. Every word spoken, every action taken, and every thought entertained costs us energy. Without deliberate moments of silence, we risk scattering our efforts on trivialities that don't align with our long-term goals. Imagine your energy as a currency. How much of it is wasted on fleeting frustrations, endless arguments, or tasks that do not serve your purpose? By embracing silence, we not only save energy, but also gain clarity, which helps us navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom and intention. Moreover, silence serves as a powerful tool for avoiding overcommitment and unnecessary conflicts. It allows us to pause before responding, fostering thoughtful decision-making rather than impulsive reactions. This pause protects us from engaging in futile arguments or saying things we may later regret. As Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This timeless reminder underscores the value of listening, both to others and to ourselves, as a way of conserving energy and cultivating deeper understanding. Silence, in this sense, is not passive. It is an active state of restraint that empowers us to remain composed and intentional in our actions. The restorative power of silence also extends to our physical and mental well-being. In a world that glorifies constant hustle, Taking moments of quiet reflection can feel counterintuitive, but it is essential for maintaining balance. Just as a muscle needs rest after exertion, our minds require silence to recover from the incessant stimulation of modern life. This rejuvenation ensures we have the strength to tackle meaningful endeavors and remain resilient in the face of adversity. By integrating moments of silence into our daily routine, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply stepping away from distractions, we create space for renewal and regain control over our inner world. In modern life, where noise often symbolizes productivity and success, the practice of silence stands as a quiet rebellion, a way of reclaiming our time and energy. It is a conscious choice to prioritize what matters most and let go of what does not serve our growth. Seneca aptly stated, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." By choosing silence, we guard against this waste, channeling our energy into pursuits that align with our values and aspirations. In embracing silence, you are not withdrawing from life, but preparing yourself to engage with it more fully. It is through these quiet moments that we cultivate the strength and clarity needed to face life's challenges with purpose and resilience. Modern Stoicism teaches us that energy is finite, and silence is the key to preserving it. By making silence a habit, you honor your well-being and equip yourself to live a life of intention and vitality. Silence, then, becomes not just a refuge, but a source of power, a tool to focus your energy on what truly matters and navigate life with a calm and steady spirit. You've just taken a significant step on your journey of self-mastery. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "Silence is my strength," to let us know how you're embracing the power of silence in your life. Keep going, your transformation is unfolding, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Number 4. Improving decision-making. Improving your decision-making is a skill that often hinges on a single overlooked practice: silence. In today's fast-paced world, where decisions are often made amidst noise, pressure, and urgency, a deliberate moment of silence can transform the quality of your choices. Picture this: a professional burdened with an overwhelming deadline faces a critical decision. Instead of acting on impulse, they take a few moments to sit quietly, clear their mind, and reflect. This brief pause allows them to weigh the situation carefully, consider all options, and choose a path aligned with their long-term goals. This ability to pause and reflect is at the heart of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics believed that the choices we make shape the course of our lives, and they placed immense value on reflection as a precursor to action. Silence, they taught, is the space where reason has the room to operate, unclouded by distractions and unburdened by the pressure of the moment. Imagine being at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. You might feel the urge to act quickly, but in that silence you find clarity. Silence acts as a filter, sifting through the noise of external opinions, fleeting emotions, and impulsive tendencies. It empowers you to focus solely on what truly matters, guiding you toward decisions that are not only thoughtful, but also aligned with your core values. Consider Marcus Aurelius, who famously advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Such wisdom reminds us that silence is not just the absence of noise, but the presence of mindfulness and integrity. By pausing before making a decision, you give yourself the space to ensure your actions reflect what is right and true. Now let's bring this closer to our modern experience. Picture yourself in a situation where you're tempted to respond hastily to a heated email or a stressful conversation. In that moment, choosing silence allows you to compose your thoughts, diffuse the tension, and respond with intention rather than reaction. This principle applies not only in professional settings, but also in your personal life. When facing difficult choices, whether it's deciding on a career move, navigating a relationship conflict, or considering a major life change, silence becomes a tool for clarity. Instead of being swept away by the urgency of the moment, you create a mental buffer that allows you to think critically and act decisively. But let me ask you this: how often do you give yourself the gift of silence before making decisions? Do you take time to step back, reflect, and evaluate your choices, or do you allow the noise of the world to dictate your actions? The Stoic secrets to better decision-making lie in embracing silence as a practice, not just a reaction. It's about cultivating a habit of stepping away from the chaos and into a space of quiet reflection, where clarity and purpose reside. Silence is not passive. It's an active process of tuning out distractions and tuning in to your inner wisdom. Through this practice, you not only improve your decisions, but also develop confidence in your ability to navigate complex situations. Whether you're making small daily choices or facing life-altering dilemmas, silence sharpens your ability to assess possibilities and weigh consequences. It enables you to act with intention, ensuring that your choices are not driven by impulse or external pressure, but are rooted in thoughtful consideration and aligned with your highest aspirations. The lesson here is simple yet profound. By embracing silence, you empower yourself to think clearly, act wisely, and lead a life guided by purpose and reflection. So, the next time you find yourself at a decision point, pause. Create a moment of stillness. Let silence guide you toward clarity, and let clarity lead you to wisdom. In doing so, you'll unlock the Stoic secrets to navigating life with confidence, resilience, and grace. Number 5. Building leadership and respect. In the world of leadership, silence is far from being just an absence of words. It is a purposeful and deliberate tool, wielded to establish authority and earn respect. The Stoics, revered for their mastery of wisdom and self-discipline, understood that true leadership does not stem from dominating conversations or seeking constant validation. Instead, it emerges from demonstrating character through thoughtful action and the measured use of silence. As Epictetus wisely observed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This timeless wisdom underscores the power of silence in creating a leadership style that exudes strength, control, and respect. Silence, when employed strategically by leaders, is an act of self-mastery that conveys a sense of calm and composure, even in the face of challenges. A leader who refrains from speaking impulsively demonstrates the ability to prioritize reflection over reaction, earning admiration and trust from those they lead. In today's environment of constant noise and relentless communication, a leader who can pause, listen deeply, and respond thoughtfully distinguishes themselves as someone who values wisdom over haste. This aligns seamlessly with the Stoic principle of temperance, moderation and control in all things, creating a leadership approach that is both respected and effective. Choosing silence over impulsivity also fosters a climate of mutual trust and respect within a team. Silence allows leaders to fully hear and consider diverse perspectives, ensuring that others feel valued and understood. This practice builds a collaborative atmosphere where individuals are encouraged to contribute openly, knowing their voices matter. By leading through listening and thoughtful observation, leaders model the humility and confidence required to guide effectively. As Marcus Aurelius aptly stated, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Leaders who embody this principle demonstrate their commitment to ethical action and integrity, strengthening their influence. Furthermore, silence enhances the potency of the words leaders do choose to express. In a world overwhelmed by information, a few carefully chosen words can carry immense weight, resonating with meaning and intention. The power of silence lies in its ability to create space for reflection, both for the leader and their audience. This reflective silence encourages thoughtful collaboration, allowing others to engage more fully and fostering respect that cannot be achieved through sheer verbal persuasion. In doing so, silence aligns with the Stoic ideal of leading by example, where actions and presence speak louder than directives or demands. In the modern age, cultivating silence as a leadership tool requires conscious effort and discipline. It challenges the natural inclination to fill every moment with conversation or respond immediately to external pressures. Yet, it is precisely in these quiet moments that leaders gain the clarity and insight needed to make sound decisions. By embracing silence, leaders signal that their actions are rooted in intentionality rather than impulsiveness. As Seneca remarked, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Silence, as a skill, is one of the most profound lessons leaders can embrace, teaching them to lead not just with words, but with wisdom. Silence is not a retreat or a sign of weakness. It is a profound strength, an anchor that connects the leader's inner stability with their external impact. For those striving to integrate modern Stoicism into their lives, silence serves as a cornerstone of authentic leadership. It embodies self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the humility to acknowledge what is truly important. By practicing silence, leaders demonstrate that true authority comes not from dominating others, but from guiding them with wisdom, grace, and purpose. In this way, silence forms the foundation of impactful and enduring leadership, offering lessons that resonate far beyond the spoken word. Number 6. Avoiding conflicts and misunderstandings. Silence stands as one of the most potent tools we can wield when navigating the complexities of human interaction, especially in situations where emotions run high and conflicts seem inevitable. In today's fast-paced world, where instant communication often prioritizes speed over thoughtfulness, the ability to pause and remain silent is both a rare and invaluable skill. Silence grants us the opportunity to reflect before reacting, acting as a protective shield against impulsive responses that can inflame tensions or deepen divides. The ancient Stoics understood this profoundly, advocating for restraint and the careful consideration of words. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul." This timeless reminder emphasizes the freedom that silence offers, a chance to step back, assess, and choose our actions wisely. The power of silence lies in its ability to create a pause, one that shields us from the often irreversible consequences of hasty words spoken in the heat of the moment. This pause is not a void. Rather, it is a space filled with opportunity, an opportunity to align our responses with our core values and principles. In moments of conflict, silence serves as a calming force, allowing us to observe and regulate our emotions before they dictate our actions. By refraining from immediate reaction, we not only prevent saying things we might regret, but also create a pathway for more constructive and thoughtful engagement. Silence empowers us to rise above the noise of anger or frustration, giving us the clarity to decide whether the situation demands a response or whether peace is best preserved by remaining silent. Furthermore, silence nurtures the art of listening, a skill often neglected in modern communication. When we choose to listen instead of react, we open ourselves to understanding others on a deeper level, fostering empathy and compassion. Listening attentively allows us to discern not just the words being spoken, but the emotions and intentions behind them. This understanding can be transformative, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for connection and mutual respect. In today's digital age, where communication is frequently reduced to text messages and social media posts, misunderstandings are easily amplified. Words without tone or context can quickly spiral into conflicts that silence might have prevented. By choosing silence, we afford ourselves the time to interpret messages thoughtfully, reducing the likelihood of miscommunication and unnecessary disputes. The practice of silence is not about passivity or avoidance. It is an active expression of self-control and wisdom. When we resist the urge to react impulsively, we assert mastery over our emotions and reclaim our agency in challenging situations. This approach aligns with the principles of modern Stoicism, which encourage us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Silence allows us to maintain this control, shielding our inner peace from external disturbances. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us of the value of such self-restraint. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. This simple yet profound observation underscores the enduring wisdom of measuring our words carefully. In relationships, both personal and professional, silence can be a bridge to stronger connections. It creates the space for meaningful dialogue, where both parties feel heard and understood. By avoiding the knee-jerk reactions that often escalate conflicts, silence fosters a sense of safety and respect, encouraging open communication and collaboration. This is particularly important in today's interconnected world, where the pace of life often leaves little room for thoughtful conversation. Choosing silence in moments of tension is not about suppressing our voice, but about ensuring that when we do speak, our words carry the weight of intention and purpose. Silence is a discipline, one that requires practice and mindfulness. It challenges us to resist the pull of our ego, which often seeks immediate validation or dominance in a disagreement. Instead, it invites us to embrace humility and patience, qualities that lead to lasting peace and harmony. By integrating the power of silence into our lives, we not only navigate conflicts more effectively, but also cultivate a deeper sense of inner tranquility. Modern Stoicism reminds us that silence is not merely the absence of sound, but the presence of wisdom, a deliberate choice to act with integrity and grace. In choosing silence, we choose a path of understanding, compassion, and lasting peace in our interactions with others. If you're still here, it's clear that you value the art of thoughtful reflection. Drop the slogan, pause, reflect, respond in the comments, and share how silence has helped you handle conflicts and make better choices. Let's continue learning together. More transformative insights are on the way. Number 7. Gaining respect from others. Silence is one of the most profound tools we have for gaining respect and showcasing the depth of our character. In a world filled with endless chatter, where words are often spoken hastily or without purpose, the quiet confidence of silence can be transformative. The Stoics knew this well, understanding that respect is not commanded by how often we speak, but by the weight and thoughtfulness of our actions. When we choose silence over impulsive words, we show self-assurance and wisdom, sending a clear signal that we are grounded in our beliefs and do not seek validation from others. Imagine a leader in a heated debate who, instead of rushing to respond, takes a deliberate pause. That moment of silence doesn't just cool the tension, it commands attention. The leader's eventual response, measured and purposeful, carries far more weight than a flood of unfiltered reactions. This is the power of silence. It allows our words to gain impact and our actions to shine. Let's bring this idea to life with a modern story. Picture a young professional navigating a high-stakes meeting at her company. The conversation becomes heated as colleagues argue over strategies, each voice louder than the last, vying for dominance. She could easily join the fray, throwing in her points to be heard above the chaos. Instead, she chooses to remain silent, observing the dynamics and carefully crafting her response. When the room finally settles, she speaks with clarity, offering insights that are calm, logical, and solution-focused. Her restraint and composure earn her the respect of her peers, who now view her as a level-headed and wise contributor. This moment cements her reputation as someone who doesn't speak to fill space, but rather to add value. Her silence, far from being passive, becomes her most powerful asset, setting her apart as someone with emotional intelligence and true leadership qualities. This practice aligns beautifully with one of the timeless Stoic secrets. Respect is earned not by the quantity of what we say, but by the quality of how we carry ourselves. Silence enables us to demonstrate emotional maturity, even in the most challenging situations. When others might react impulsively, a deliberate pause signals self-control and resilience. It shows that we are not swayed by the whirlwind of external pressures or emotions, but are instead rooted in thoughtful consideration. People naturally gravitate toward those who exude calm and composure, finding in them a sense of stability that inspires trust and admiration. Ask yourself this: how often do you speak simply to fill the silence? What if you paused instead, allowing your words to carry more meaning? Silence isn't about fading into the background. It's about standing tall with quiet confidence, commanding respect through your presence and restraint. When you master the art of silence, you create a sense of intrigue and authority that words alone cannot achieve. By choosing your moments to speak wisely, you give your words power and make others take notice. In this way, silence becomes a declaration of self-respect and an invitation for others to respect you in turn. At its core, silence is an act of discipline, a testament to your ability to control your emotions and think critically before acting. It's a skill that allows you to navigate conflicts, influence outcomes, and leave a lasting impression on those around you. Remember, the Stoics believed that silence isn't a retreat from life, but an intentional way of engaging with it. By cultivating silence, you gain the clarity to act wisely, the composure to lead effectively, and the respect that comes from embodying true wisdom. So, the next time you find yourself in a moment of tension or uncertainty, embrace silence. Let it guide your actions, amplify your impact, and show the world the strength of your character. Silence, as one of the Stoic secrets, is not just the absence of noise, it's the presence of thoughtful intention and unshakable confidence. Thus, we've explored the 7 powerful benefits of silence in modern life. From enhancing focus and observation to emotional control, preserving energy, improving decision-making, building respect, avoiding conflicts, and earning respect from others, silence truly becomes a powerful tool for personal development and improving relationships. Think of silence as a valuable asset you can use to create a more positive and effective life. Practical uses of silence. Next, we'll dive into how you can practically apply silence in your daily life. We'll explore specific situations where silence can help you achieve better results, from communicating more effectively and healing emotions to resolving conflicts with subtlety. Don't miss these valuable insights on how you can leverage silence to enhance your life and work. Number 1. Using silence in daily interactions. Using silence in daily interactions is one of the most effective yet often overlooked tools for enhancing communication and fostering meaningful connections. In a society that values quick responses and constant interaction, silence can feel counterintuitive, yet it holds profound power. By intentionally incorporating silence into conversations, we create a space that allows others to share their thoughts fully and without interruption, demonstrating genuine respect for their perspective and reinforcing the value of their voice. As Epictetus once advised, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This wisdom underlines the importance of listening attentively. Silence allows us to truly hear and understand what is being said before formulating a response. Instead of rushing to fill every pause with our own words, we give ourselves the opportunity to reflect, ensuring that our reactions are thoughtful and meaningful rather than impulsive or dismissive. Practicing silence during conversations not only enhances our listening skills, but also prevents the misunderstandings that often arise from speaking hastily. For instance, pausing before responding ensures we are addressing the core of the other person's message, rather than reacting to our assumptions or preconceived notions. In moments of tension or disagreement, silence becomes even more vital, serving as a calming force that diffuses emotional escalation. When we refrain from interrupting or rushing to defend our position, we convey openness and a willingness to engage in a respectful dialogue. This creates a foundation for trust, making it easier to resolve conflicts and deepen relationships. Seneca captured this principle beautifully, stating, "It is a great thing to know the season for speech and the season for silence." By discerning these moments, we elevate the quality of our interactions and promote mutual understanding. In today's fast-paced world, embracing silence can feel like swimming against the tide, especially when digital communication bombards us with constant notifications and demands for instant replies. Yet, this is precisely why silence has become more valuable than ever. Consider how often conversations, especially online, devolve into miscommunication simply because participants fail to take the time to reflect before responding. Silence offers a solution, encouraging us to pause, process, and respond with clarity and empathy. This is not about withdrawing from communication, but about enhancing it, ensuring that what we say carries weight and purpose. In professional settings, for example, a thoughtful pause before answering a question can demonstrate confidence and composure, leaving a stronger impression than a rushed reply. Similarly, in personal relationships, silence can be a gift, allowing us to listen deeply to a loved one's concerns and respond in a way that truly addresses their needs. The practice of silence also nurtures empathy, a cornerstone of strong relationships. When we listen without interrupting, we step into the other person's perspective, which fosters a deeper understanding of their emotions and experiences. This empathetic listening builds trust and strengthens bonds, as it reassures others that their thoughts and feelings matter. Furthermore, silence helps us resist the urge to dominate conversations, creating a more balanced dynamic where every participant feels heard and valued. By letting go of the need to control the dialogue, we shift our focus from proving our point to understanding the collective exchange, which leads to more meaningful and respectful interactions. Incorporating the art of silence into our daily interactions is a practice rooted in modern Stoicism, which teaches us to approach communication with mindfulness and intention. Silence is not an absence of engagement, but a deliberate act of presence, a way to prioritize understanding over noise and connection over conflict. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "Let silence be your general rule, or say only what is necessary and in few words." By mastering silence, we cultivate patience, empathy, and clarity, transforming our relationships and our ability to communicate effectively. This timeless principle of modern Stoicism empowers us to build deeper connections, foster mutual respect, and create a more harmonious world, one conversation at a time. Number 2. Healing emotions through silence. Silence is a profound and often underappreciated ally in emotional healing, providing the sanctuary we need to process, understand, and recover from life's emotional turbulence. In a world brimming with constant noise and distractions, the practice of silence creates an essential pause, a sacred space to turn inward and reconnect with our inner selves. The Stoics, who valued emotional resilience as a cornerstone of a fulfilling life, recognized the power of silence in fostering clarity and balance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action, and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal as far as it can." This wisdom underscores the importance of deliberate introspection, a practice that silence uniquely enables. When emotions run high, silence offers a retreat from external pressures, allowing us to confront and untangle the roots of our feelings, making room for genuine understanding and healing. In moments of grief, sadness, or frustration, silence becomes a nurturing presence, gently guiding us toward emotional recovery. It allows us to sit with our emotions without judgment, creating a space for self-compassion and reflection. By resisting the impulse to fill every moment with noise or activity, we give ourselves permission to acknowledge and process what we feel. This act of silent introspection, much like a balm, soothes emotional wounds and fosters resilience. Seneca famously advised, "If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person." This suggests that our healing does not rely on external changes, but rather on the internal work that silence makes possible. It is through this stillness that we gain the clarity to better understand our emotions and respond to them in ways that align with our values. Silence also helps us regain control over our emotional responses, an essential tenet of modern Stoicism. When we are emotionally reactive, we often make impulsive decisions or say things we later regret. The quiet moments of silence serve as a buffer, helping us pause and assess situations with a calm and reasoned perspective. This deliberate pause allows us to respond to challenges thoughtfully rather than being swept away by the tide of our emotions. In practice, this can mean stepping away from a heated argument, taking a moment of solitude after a difficult day, or even just sitting quietly with a cup of tea to let our emotions settle. These seemingly small acts of silence can have profound impacts, enabling us to emerge stronger and more grounded. Furthermore, silence offers the time and space to rebuild our emotional strength. It shields us from the constant external influences that often exacerbate our pain, allowing us to heal at our own pace. This is especially relevant in modern life, where the rapid pace of communication and relentless demands can overwhelm our capacity to cope. By embracing silence, we prioritize our emotional well-being and create the conditions necessary for renewal. The act of sitting in silence is not about avoiding pain, but about facing it courageously and allowing ourselves the grace to heal. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Silence equips us with the emotional resilience to choose our reactions wisely and navigate life's challenges with composure. Incorporating silence into your daily life can transform the way you handle emotional challenges. Whether through meditation, a quiet walk in nature, or simply unplugging from the world for a moment of stillness, these practices foster emotional balance and help you reconnect with your inner strength. Modern Stoicism reminds us that silence is not a withdrawal, but a powerful tool for cultivating resilience, clarity, and peace. By embracing the quiet, You allow yourself to process emotions constructively, heal deeply, and emerge with the emotional fortitude needed to face life with confidence and grace. Silence, in this sense, is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of healing. Number 3. Reflecting deeply with silence. Reflecting deeply through silence is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth, yet in the noise of modern life, it's often overlooked. Imagine carving out just a few quiet moments for yourself, a pause amidst the endless notifications, conversations, and responsibilities. In that space of silence, you begin to step back from the whirlwind of daily tasks and reconnect with who you truly are. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's the presence of focus. It creates an environment where you can reflect on your actions, question your values, and ask yourself if you're on the right path. The Stoics understood this deeply, believing that silence was essential for self-reflection and alignment with one's principles. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." This call to look inward reminds us that self-awareness and growth begin in stillness. Now, think about this. When was the last time you truly listened to your inner voice? Not the chatter of worries or fleeting thoughts, but the quiet, steady voice that tells you what you really want. Silence allows that voice to emerge. Take the story of a busy entrepreneur who, caught in the relentless pace of building a business, felt disconnected from his original vision. One evening, he chose to sit in silence, away from emails and meetings. As the noise faded, he began to see patterns in his behavior, where he had strayed from his values and where he could grow. In that silence, he reconnected with his purpose and adjusted his course. That simple act of reflection gave him clarity and renewed energy to lead with intention. This isn't just about major life decisions, though. Silence can be transformative in small, everyday moments too. It's in the pause before responding to a heated argument or the quiet contemplation after a day's work. These moments of stillness are opportunities to check in with yourself. Are your actions aligning with your principles? Are you prioritizing what truly matters? Silence enables you to spot the gaps between your aspirations and your reality, and it gives you the mental space to bridge them. By embracing silence regularly, you create a habit of self-awareness, one that helps you make decisions rooted in purpose rather than impulse. But let's reflect on this together. What keeps you from embracing silence? Is it the fear of what you might uncover, or simply the habit of constant motion? The Stoic secrets to self-reflection lie in learning to sit with yourself, to listen rather than distract, and to focus inward rather than outward. Silence isn't always comfortable, but it's through discomfort that growth happens. As you reflect deeply in silence, you begin to understand not only what you want, but also why you want it, and that understanding is the foundation of intentional living. The lesson here is clear. Silence is more than a pause, it's a practice. It's a space where clarity is born, where self-discovery takes root, and where you align your actions with your true self. By taking time for silence, you don't just discover who you are, you create who you want to be. So, the next time life feels overwhelming or unclear, pause, embrace the quiet, let it guide you to the answers you seek. The power of silence is timeless, and within it lies the key to a more intentional, authentic, and purposeful life. What would your inner voice say if you gave it the space to speak? Listen, and let the wisdom of silence transform you. When you take the time to listen and reflect in silence, you can find clarity and wisdom in your life. Share your commitment with our community to create space for self-awareness and growth. Comment, "I'm ready to listen to myself," to show that you're taking the first step in your journey toward inner peace and self-guided living. Number 4. Leading effectively with silence. Silent leadership is a profound and impactful approach to guiding others, grounded in the principles of modern Stoicism. Far from being a passive act, silence in leadership is a deliberate demonstration of strength, wisdom, and emotional control, allowing leaders to influence and inspire through their actions rather than their words. The Stoics, who valued temperance and reflection, understood the importance of restraint in speech. As Epictetus once remarked, "Silence is safer than speech." By embracing silence, leaders signal that their motivations are not driven by ego or the desire to dominate discussions, but by a commitment to understanding, supporting, and guiding those they lead. This thoughtful practice cultivates trust and respect, setting the stage for meaningful and effective leadership. Incorporating silence as a leadership tool creates an environment where listening takes precedence over speaking, which fosters collaboration and builds stronger relationships. When leaders choose silence, they allow others the space to express ideas, voice concerns, and feel genuinely heard. This approach encourages individuals to take ownership of their contributions while knowing they are supported by a leader who values their input. By observing without interruption, leaders gain clarity to assess situations objectively, avoiding hasty judgments and ensuring that their decisions are grounded in careful consideration. This aligns with the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Silent leaders demonstrate this power by controlling their reactions, bringing a calm authority that inspires confidence in their teams. Silence also serves as a stabilizing force in moments of uncertainty or tension. A leader who remains composed and measured in their response, even when circumstances are challenging, projects a sense of calm and control that reassures those around them. In the modern world, where constant communication and impulsive reactions are often the norm, the ability to pause, reflect, and act intentionally sets silent leaders apart. This quiet confidence not only earns respect, but also encourages emotional maturity within the team, as individuals learn to mirror the composed demeanor of their leader. As Seneca aptly stated, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Similarly, the effectiveness of leadership lies not in the quantity of words spoken, but in the quality of actions taken. The practice of silent leadership also emphasizes the importance of presence, being fully attuned to the moment and to the needs of others. In this sense, silence becomes more than a lack of speech. It is a way of engaging deeply and authentically. Silent leaders lead by example, embodying the virtues they wish to instill in others, such as patience, integrity, and resilience. In doing so, they inspire their teams to act with the same quiet authority and deliberate thoughtfulness. This kind of leadership nurtures an environment of mutual respect, where trust is built not through empty words, but through meaningful action. In the context of modern Stoicism, silent leadership resonates deeply with the philosophy's emphasis on reason, self-awareness, and emotional control. It teaches us that true authority is not about speaking the loudest or the most often, but about understanding when to step back and let our presence do the leading. Silence, used intentionally, allows leaders to act with purpose, bringing clarity and strength to their decisions. For those seeking to adopt the tenets of modern Stoicism, silent leadership offers a practical and transformative way to lead with integrity and wisdom. By embracing silence as a tool for influence and inspiration, Leaders can create a lasting impact that transcends words and resonates through action. Number 5. Resolving conflict silently. Silence is a profound and often underappreciated tool in the art of conflict resolution, offering a pathway to approach disputes with calmness, clarity, and grace. In the heat of disagreement, emotions can run high, and the temptation to react impulsively through sharp words or defensive actions is strong. However, silence acts as a pause button, giving us the space to detach from the immediate surge of emotion and consider the situation from a broader perspective. The Stoics valued this practice deeply, recognizing that silence is not merely the absence of speech, but a deliberate act of self-restraint and wisdom. As the philosopher Epictetus observed, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In this way, silence becomes a conscious decision to navigate conflicts thoughtfully rather than being swept up in the tide of reactive behavior. When we embrace silence in moments of tension, we grant ourselves the opportunity to process our emotions and reflect on the true nature of the disagreement. This period of quiet contemplation allows us to consider the perspectives of others, fostering empathy and understanding, key components of effective conflict resolution. Modern Stoicism teaches us to view silence as a tool for connection rather than avoidance, as it encourages us to listen intently and without interruption. By allowing the other party to fully express their thoughts, we demonstrate respect and a willingness to engage constructively. This act of active listening not only helps to de-escalate the conflict, but also lays the groundwork for finding common ground and mutual resolution. Silence also helps us maintain control over our responses, preventing us from saying things we might later regret or actions that might exacerbate the situation. In a world where communication often feels rushed and superficial, the deliberate act of remaining silent can be a powerful signal of emotional intelligence and maturity. By practicing silence, we assert this power over ourselves, ensuring that our responses are guided by reason and principle rather than fleeting emotions. Moreover, silence transforms conflict into an opportunity for growth and understanding, rather than a battleground for dominance or blame. It allows us to view disagreements not as threats, but as chances to learn more about ourselves and others. In today's fast-paced world, where misunderstandings are often fueled by hurried communication and misinterpretation, the ability to pause and reflect is more valuable than ever. Silence becomes a bridge, enabling us to approach conflict with patience, humility, and a genuine desire to resolve the issue rather than win the argument. By incorporating silence into conflict resolution, we demonstrate an advanced level of emotional intelligence, one that prioritizes peace and understanding over immediate gratification. Silence is not about avoiding responsibility or evading the issue. Instead, it is a way of showing that we value the relationship and the outcome enough to approach it with care and consideration. In a modern Stoicism framework, this approach aligns with the core principles of self-control, rationality, and a commitment to virtue. Through silence, we exhibit the patience to see beyond the immediate disagreement and the wisdom to seek resolutions that are fair and respectful to all parties involved. The power of silence lies in its ability to transform conflicts into meaningful conversations that foster growth, trust, and mutual respect. It allows us to rise above petty disputes, maintain our composure, and navigate challenges with dignity and poise. As we practice silence in our daily interactions, we not only resolve conflicts more effectively, but also cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience. This mindful use of silence, as taught by the principles of modern Stoicism, is a skill that can profoundly enrich our relationships and lead to a more harmonious and balanced life. Silence, when wielded with intention, becomes a powerful tool for creating peace in a noisy and often chaotic world. Thank you for watching The Power of Silence, 7 Modern Stoicism You Need to Know on Stoic Secrets. Remember, silence is not just the absence of sound. It's a tool that can empower us to live more intentionally and with greater emotional control. By embracing the Stoic wisdom of silence, we can unlock the strength to make better choices and build stronger relationships. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, be sure to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Keep practicing the power of silence, and we'll see you in the next one.